Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? I pray all is well with you and your families. And thank you so much for checking me out today. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Nancy and thank you so much for joining me today. So, if you watched my first video, I know you have this question. What kind of a mother are you? Good question, because if I was me watching me, I would want to know, because I would think for your child to do what she's doing, there must be something wrong you did. And yes, there is a lot of stuff that I did wrong. So this is how I'm going to address this question. I am going to talk about the then mom and the now mom. I'm not gonna make the video long because it's a lot. If I need to come back and do a part 2, I will do a part 2 of this, the then mom and the now mom. So let's get into it. But for you to understand the then mom, I have to give you a little background of how I grew up. So I'm the firstborn. I had the most loving parents ever. My dad was a police officer and a deacon. Eventually he retired from the police officer career, and he became a manager for this big company in my country as a security manager, where he would manage the security guards and deploy security guards to different companies. And my mom worked for the government as a secretary for a very long time. But also she had a business. She loved to sew clothes. She was a designer. She would design anything from scratch, whether it's a wedding gown, curtains, dresses. Growing up, me and my sister, we never went to the shop they never shopped for dresses for us. My mom would sew every cloth that we would wear. So I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, by the way. So yeah, and my dad was a very strict guy. He was very strict, but they were very loving people, and they balanced themselves really well. Like, my dad was very strict. My mom was like a friend. Like, my mom's mom died when my mom was only 2 years old, so my mom never knew her mom. So we became our moms like a friend. She was a mother and a friend, so she balanced my dad so well. I also went to a boarding school, so anytime when we come back from boarding school, we'll go to the village. So I grew up mostly in a boarding school and in the village. And also I was also abused by a relative when I was young. That's another video for another time, where my issues arise, really. So that's a video for another time. Yeah, and what else? Yeah, so like all the strictness that my dad did what came to me, really, because I was the firstborn, you know what I mean. But growing up, yeah, one thing that I have to say is, growing up, like my family, like when we were living in those police officer house in Masasa, it was just 4-roomed house. It was 2 bedrooms, a kitchen and a dining. And my parents were such giving parents, and also very church people. We grew up basically in church too. So we always grew up with other people in our family. It wasn't my parents and us. It was always my parents, the children, one relative from my mom's side, one relative from my dad's side, the maid, like that. If the 2 relatives, they will always take them when they are grown. If they achieve what they were supposed to achieve, they will take two more relatives. It was just like that until I grew up, until they departed from this earth. That's how they were. Okay, now you know. I think that's it for how I grew up. Like, yeah, some stuff will be like detailed videos if I have to. So let's get to the then mom. So because I, as a firstborn, resented my dad for the strictness I got, you know, as a child, you just don't know. You just don't know sometimes. So I didn't like it. I didn't like that part of my dad. I just did not like that part. So I always told my dad, well, when I grow up and when I have my kids, I will let my kids do whatever they want. Guess what? I became just like my dad. I think just a little bit worse. So with the history of how I grew up and all that, everything that I've told you about, I became a very overbearing mom. Like, I was very strict mom. Mind you, what I'm gonna tell you, someone will say, well, I do that, but my kids, they are okay. They turned out really well. I want you to know that there's a difference between being strict and you have a healthy mind, and being strict and you are sick in your mind. You are being strict and you have pain, you have fear, you have anger issues and all that. There's a big difference. You will reap what you sow, guys. I'm seeing it now. At that time when you're doing it, your intention may be right. Like, when I was doing it, I wanted, like, I don't want my kids to be like me. I want them to succeed. They are in this country where milk and honey is everywhere. I see milk and honey. I don't know why people are talking about milk and honey. These opportunities are everywhere. So I want them to make it. I want them to succeed. That's what my intention was. But guess what? My spirit, what it was feeding my kids was not that. It was fear, anger, pain. That's what they were. That's the energy I was giving them. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. It's not about, oh yeah, you can be strict. If you are strict, your kid's gonna turn out bad. No, it's about what is the underlining, what's driving you. If fear and anger and all those things are driving you, it's not gonna be good. But if you are a confident parent, you are a healthy parent, and you know what you're doing, then guess what? Your kids would, you won't have problems. Yeah, you face challenges, but you won't have issues. Okay, so I was a very strict mom. I wouldn't let my kids sleep over. Mind you, why? Because I have that thing that happened, whatever happened to me, I'm thinking, if I let my kids sleep over, something can happen to them. Especially my daughter. At that time, I only had two kids, my daughter and my son. So I'm like, no, the sleeping over, no, it's not gonna happen. And also, when the cell phone came, when we were now in the cell phone season, I would not let my kids sleep with their phone in their room. 8 o'clock, bring your phone in my room. On the side of my bed, I have to see the phone. And during the school week, no TV. No TV. You have to, your TV is your books, because I am not going to allow C's. I only tolerate A's and B's. If you have a C, I'm taking your phone until that C is a B or A. That's how it was, guys. You no padding. If I feel like I want to be nice, then I will allow you to go to the party, but I'll make sure myself or my husband, we go and see, okay, let's see who's at the party. Is the parent gonna be there? Okay, if not, you're not staying. If yes, then yeah, I'll let you do your party, but I will make sure at 10 p.m. I'm already there picking you up. No boyfriends. What? Boyfriend? You're not gonna have a boyfriend until you're in college. But yet me, I had boyfriends since primary school. Chores every day. My kid, when you wake up, you're gonna do your bed, you're going to do your chores. You're not going to get out of this house without making sure your room, your bathroom is clean. You greet every elder you see in the street. I don't care if you know them, you are going to say good morning. Like it's in Africa. You know, in Africa, you have to greet everybody. Good morning. That's what I say. That means, how are you? You know, things like that. Here, people don't want to be bothered. But I made sure, I don't care if they don't want to be bothered. You make sure you say hi. That was that kind of parent. Thank you, God, for your mercy. No sleepovers. No, what else did I do? Yeah, so if they do something wrong, the punishment was phone. I always took the phone. I didn't like to whoop my kids. I don't know why. I might, like, once in a while I will like knock. I like to knock their head like that, but I used stuff like what they liked at that point. Like, no, well, you're not gonna watch TV, or my son, you're not gonna play game. I will take the PlayStation. You're not playing the game. That was the punishment. Really harsh. And I would scream a lot. It's like when they leave any piece of thing, dirty thing, ooh, it's like this scream. And the way I would scream at my kids, it was like I was screaming at my past, but yet I was screaming at my kids. You better come down here right now. That was me. Or I would do this eye thing, like it's, and I'll open my nose. I don't know. I did this. I'm laughing now, but it's sad. It's sad. At that time, at that point, before I was open, before my eyes were open, I would like thought that was normal. I was like, you're gonna turn out better than I did. So whether you like it or not, we're gonna make sure you do good. What else? Oh, my children were not allowed to talk back. I don't care whether whatever you're going to tell me is the right thing. You are not gonna talk back to me. Or try and explain if your teacher called me, or if I receive an email of your grades and they are low or something like that. Oh, you're not going to explain yourself. I just go straight. Well, give me your phone. Oh, well, no TV. Oh, no games. Don't you ask me, there is a birthday party somewhere, you're not going. There was no discussion whatsoever. We don't discuss nothing. My way, no way. That was it. That was the type of mom I was. Like, with friends, even I would not allow my kids to sleep over. Yet I didn't even want the friends to sleep over, because I'm like, I don't know how they are raised in their families. So I was kind of skeptical, like, you know, I would allow the, like, people who I know, like really know, then yeah, I would allow. Like, I remember this one time, there's this lady from my country. She took only, she was single at that time, so she took all our kids, the girls, took them to a movie, and she is just a loving person. So she said, I want to take the little girls and take them out. And I agree. But even with her taking them, and I knew she's nice lady and all that, but my past here, this head, if your mind is messed up, guys, if your mind is messed up, it doesn't matter if it's it's an angel that wants to take your kids. You're just going to have trust issues. Your issues are going to haunt you down, things like that. Yeah, if I remember some of the things I did, I'll let you know. It's a lot. I should have written these things down, but yeah, it is what it is, guys. It was just that bad. Let's get into the now mom, because I don't want this video to be long. The now mom, my goodness, thank God for grace and mercy. The mom now, I allow my kids to watch TV after they do their homework. And this, I'm talking about the younger ones, my son and my younger one. My older daughter, she's grown, so I can't, I have no say so in her life no more. I had to let go of that control. That's the other thing. So basically the then mom was a controlling mom, very controlling. The now mom, I surrendered, guys. I surrendered. I surrendered the control. I let my kids watch TV. I even allow my son to sleep with his phone, because now he's 12th grade. He's about to graduate. We had a deal. I told him if he has a job before going to college, I'll allow him to sleep with his phone. So he does that now. I'm fine with it. At first, I wasn't fine. I was like, oh my goodness, this boy is not going to sleep. But then I said, you know what? Let it go. Let it go. So I allow him to sleep with his phone. If he's sleepy and tired, that's his fault. He has to learn, because I told myself, I'm not going to be with this boy in college. He has to learn. So he sleeps with his phone. He has a TV in his room. But you know, my son tends to push me, like, you know, they know how to push your button. So now and then I do take the phone. If he pushes me, like, I do take the phone. I'm still growing, guys. I'm still growing. So yeah, what else do I, oh, my son goes to party. We just have a time for him, because he's still in school, in high school. So I allow him to go to the party, and he does sleep over if he wants to, but not like every time. And my daughter, my young daughter, this is the second time he have slept over at the karate place 2 times. I haven't let her sleep over at people's house, but I've achieved one thing, which was she slept over at a karate place. They do sleepovers, and a parent, you can show up at any time, and the place, it has glass windows, so you can see what they are doing in there. Let me tell you, the first time I let my daughter go sleep over at that place, I was in that parking lot, I think, for 2 hours just staring. I was like, girl, either you're crazy, or you are still being haunted with that thing. Whatever, you need to get over. Either you can just go in there and take your child and have peace and go sleep, or you surrender her to God, have peace, and go home. I just surrendered, and I chose peace, and I went home and I slept. Before even I slept, one more time, I told my husband, can you just go check on her, because we just want to make sure. When my husband got there, my daughter said, oh, I'm fine. You guys, I don't know why you keep coming here to see if I'm fine. I'm fine. Now you're embarrassing me. Oh my goodness. That's when I slept. I said, you know what? Peace be still in my mind. My child is fine. And then I let go. So wow, yeah. I also do teach my children scriptures. With my son, we were doing good until the football season came, and now he has to do it himself, because either he's in football or he's at work. So I don't have time to do scriptures with him, but we would recite scriptures and all that. I'm teaching my children scriptures, with the exception of my daughter, of course, because I drove my daughter crazy. She, even today, that's another thing that I'm believing her for, is for her to get back to believing in God, because she doesn't believe in God. That's a story for another time. A story for another time. So yeah, let's move on. So yeah, with my younger daughter, I just do one scripture a month. I also do reading. I read a book for her every night. It's something I didn't do because I'll be either I make excuses that I'm busy, I'm tired, so I never did that. Now I'm doing that. I have family time. We have family times. We do so many family activities, because back then weekend was like, I don't want to be bothered. I'm tired. Monday is work. I want to rest. I want to watch TV. That was then, mom. Now I'm like, forget the TV. It's like me pushing them. Let's do something this week. Let's go out. Let's go to the park. Let's do this, that. So I'm involved. I'm more involved now. Wow. Thank God. That one is good. I'm more involved. We work out together. I walk with my husband. We do things like that. Then now mom is fun. The then mom was tight. Like it seems like I was holding on stuff. I wasn't. My husband always told me, loosen up. I didn't understand what he meant. Like, loosen up, you're too tight, loosen up. I just didn't understand until when God started opening my eyes. Then I started letting go a little bit, letting go. I'm still a work in progress, but I'm at a point where I love the now mom. I'm not stressed. I don't push them as much on chores thing. I do push. I want my house clean though. That won't change, but I don't push them as hard as I used to. You see. The then mom would do drug tests. Let's do the drug test because on my daughter, because I don't know if you're smoking something or whatever. When my daughter's grades were like, if they go down, I'm like, I think you're smoking or you're doing something. I'll get a drug testing, test her for drugs, things like that. I did, guys. I did those things. But now I'm like, you know what? You just have to surrender your kids to your kids. Surrender your kids to God and let God be God. Do what he needs to do. You just do what you need to do, which is teach them in the way they should go, which is the God's way. That's all you can do. And that's what I'm trying to do, guys. What else? I said I did the reading. Now I am involved with the volunteering at school, opening those emails from the teachers. I never did. I'll be so busy. The time I see the teacher's email, it will be the activity, whatever they will be doing, it will be already passed on. So every day I make sure I open my emails to check what the school sent. I volunteer at the school. Before COVID, I would make sure during my lunchtime or my off day, I'll create an off day where I can go and have lunch with my kids. I started doing that, getting involved. What else did I started doing? So my reaction now is more like I react with love. The then mom always reacted with pain, with anger, with fear. But the now mom reacts with love. Before I react, I think. I ask myself, now that I want to react or respond to a situation, is it Nancy responding to this situation, or is this Nancy trying to respond to the past? You see, so I ask question now. I first think, and then I act. The then mom always first act and then think, and then we'll be like, oh, that was dumb. Why would you do that? Then I beat myself and feel bad. But now I'm like, breathe, think, pray, surrender, think again, wait, discern on God's instruction. Sometimes if I'm not patient enough to wait on God, then I will react not in a good manner. But if I wait, the result will turn out way better. That's the now mom. I'm so proud of myself. When I look at where I've been, hey, I am so proud. I don't need anyone to tell me they are proud of me. I am proud of myself because I know where I have come from. Down the line, as I tell you the foolishness I have done, you'll be like, oh, girl, even me, I'm proud of you, Nancy. You will tell me. Yeah, I don't know if oh, one more thing, because it's a lot. I like dogs now. When my husband bought a dog without my permission, I was angry. We almost got a divorce because of that dog, because I didn't like dogs. I got beaten with a dog. That's another story for another time. Yeah, so that fear of the dogs and that dogs, they just reminded me of pain and anger. So I didn't like dogs. So when my husband first bought a dog, I was so angry. I was angry. I didn't even like the dog. I didn't even want to be bothered with the dog. But the now mom, oh my God, not only do we have one dog, we have 2 dogs. God, you are amazing. Yeah, so we have 2 dogs, although I don't allow those dogs to lick me, guys. No way, no way. Thank you so much. No, but yeah, we have 2 dogs and I love them. I'm the one who actually say, did you feed the dogs? Did you walk the dogs? I even walk the dogs, guys. If I want to go for a walk, I'll take one of the dogs and I'll walk with the dog, because and actually the dogs taught me something. They teach me something, guys. So it's an amazing thing. So yeah, so that's the then mom and the now mom. Okay, so how did I change, guys? Let me tell you what I'm gonna tell you, what helped me to change. I'm gonna make short videos of each item and a detailed video for each item that I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna give you a summary. I started reading the word. I started doing those devotionals. I started waking up early. I'm a morning person, so I would wake up earlier to do my devotionals. First, it was more like a ritual thing, like, oh, let me check on my calendar. But as I kept on doing it, I wanted more. I started going deeper. So devotionals, scriptures. I started fasting, guys. And I got a fasting partner, and we started fasting. And this journey, really, the real transformation started before. Really, well, I'll say the real transformation started 5 years ago. These things, the reading the Bible, the memorizing scriptures. The memorizing scripture started 2 years ago, but the reading the Bible, the devotional, the fasting, I would schedule prayer time on my phone, even when I know like it was becoming a ritual, but I wanted to discipline myself to pray instead of just praying in the morning. And when I sleep, when I go to bed, I would put a 9 o'clock prayer for my flesh. I'll put a 12 o'clock prayer for praying for other people, then 3 o'clock prayer for repenting, because I would have messed up. So I would put that. So I just made it a discipline thing. I started getting involved, volunteering at church, at school. I started going to Bible study. I started what else? what else? I started giving people I admire. Let's say if I admire somebody who is gracious, I'll bless them with like maybe a gift card. Or the person who I see the bathrooms are always clean at work, I started blessing them with a gift card because I admire whatever I admired in that person. I would make sure I bless the person. Or let's say I will go to McDonald's, I pay for someone behind me. Or I bless people at church that always say hi, things like that. Start giving, guys. Start giving, and it's not for them to get applause. It's just for your. It's. I don't know. It changes you. Giving changes you. The tithing thing, it was an issue with me. I did that. But I didn't understand it. I just did it because I saw my parents doing it. But when I started understanding and going deeper, I now intentionally did it because I now understood. What else did I do? Oh, read books. I started reading motivational, reading books, transformation books. I started listening to the word every day. No matter what, I listened to the word every day. I wrote notes. I took notes and write dates on the notes, because something that I'm telling you, something that I wrote like 7 years ago, if I look at the date and I take that notebook and I read the notes for the same day today, my God, that's how God has been talking to me in some of these things. What else did I do? Exercising. Leave your phone, go exercise, work out. Leave your phone, go do meditation, walk with no phone. Check what's in your mind. That's when I started realizing, what am I thinking? I started studying my triggers. What are the triggers? Why is it this type of, if I see this type of, let's say light-skinned boys, I just get irritated. Why? Because it's a trigger. It was a trigger to me because the person who abused me was like that. So now you are noticing, okay, that's where my triggers are coming from. You start noticing things like that. You study those things. Study yourself. Study how you think. What else? What else? I can't think anything else right now, but those are mostly the things I did, guys. Go to conferences. If in your area there's a conference somewhere, go, and don't hesitate to listen to other preachers. I listen to the word. God will just direct you as you go. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I started transforming, guys. That's where my transformation began. So I'm gonna go into details with these things that I told you, and some things that I'm forgetting from the top of my mind, and I'll go into details with each item. But that's it for this video, guys. Sorry the video became long. I didn't want it to be long, but hey, stay blessed, be nice to somebody else, bless somebody else, and love yourself and love others. Well, thank you for joining me, and you have a blessed, wonderful, exceptional week. Thank you. Bye.